All right, guys. So the question is, how do you get clients to pay you $3,000 per month for your AI agency or any agency for that matter, right? And how do you do it with zero experience? Now, it may seem like an uphill battle and may seem difficult, but there's one thing you need to do to make sure you can close these clients and make sure you're confident enough to make sure that they actually turn into long-term clients. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how we did it and what you need to do the same thing, right? So I'm going to hop into Miro and show you exactly what we need to do. So let's say this is you, right? Let's draw a little, let's draw you right now. Don't mind my terrible hand drawing, right? But let's just say this is you with zero clients and you're sad, right? No clients, and this is you sad, right? Awesome. So what we're going to want to do is first build out the most important part of your business, which is your offer, right? If your offer is terrible, I don't care how good of a salesman you are. I don't care how many leads you get. It's all about the offer, and the offer is what's going to make sure people actually give you a shot or a chance in the first place. So this is exactly what you're going to want to do, right? So what you're going to want to do is build an offer that people can't refuse or can't say no to. So for example, a lot of people do these offers where it's like, I'll get you 100 appointments tomorrow or you don't pay, right? Now, we don't want the offer to sound insanely ridiculous, right? Because we want to make sure it sounds believable, but also good, right? So this is the offer that we actually did and we sent for our agency when we scaled our roofing agency. So our offer was very, very normal and very believable. What we did is we get our clients 10 jobs in 90 days or they don't pay, right? 10 jobs in 90 days. That's not a crazy number for a roofing agency, right? One job for a roofing agency can be like, one job for a roofer is like over $20,000 for a roof replacement. So if we get them 10 roof replacement, that's over 200 grand in revenue from our system. So that's not that crazy of an offer. If we get them about 3 leads per day, that can turn to 10 jobs, no problem, right? So that's exactly how we set it up. So 10 jobs in 90 days is exactly how we did it. Now, what you want to do is you want to structure your offer in a way to make sure that it's believable, good, and you can actually deliver on it. So this is how we structure our offers. So the first section of our offer is we have a quantifiable result, right? We want to have a quantifiable result, a result that people could actually count and know they're going to get when working with your agency. The next step is we're going to want to have a quantifiable timeline. So we want to know the exact timeline that our clients are going to want to go through to make sure that they close the deal effectively. So quantifiable result with a quantifiable timeline. And what I highly recommend is adding a risk reversal. So this is something that if things don't work out, your clients actually get protected and you take on all the risk, right? Now, this is exactly what we do to build our offers, the exact framework and module, and this is exactly how we built our offers and scaled our own agencies to over 100K per year. Now, a lot of people, when they're first starting out, think that they should work for free. Now, I highly recommend to not work for free, right? Never work for free, and let me tell you a story as to why. So I used to work for free in the beginning to get my agency clients, and the thing is, though, when you work for free, people don't respect what you do. They expect the world, and if there's one thing that messes up, they're not going to sign on. And literally what happens, you have to wow them and change their entire lives in like 2 weeks, or else it's not going to work. So the thing is that what I highly recommend to do is not do free trials and just focus on the offer itself. Now, one of the biggest issues that people have when starting their agencies is they lack something called confidence, right? And it makes sense, right? You can't be confident in something you've never done. It's just common sense. Now, the thing is, though, when you lack confidence when you come into the actual deal, people won't buy from you because they can smell it. People can smell when you're not confident in what you do and your business, right? People can smell anything, right? If you to go up to girls and you're not confident, they can tell that you're not really about this life. It's going to be a lot worse for you. If you go to a job interview and you don't seem confident, you're probably not going to get the job, right? So it really comes down to confidence is a big thing. Now, what you need to do is realize you need to understand where you get your confidence from to make sure you can close people correctly, right? So confidence has to come from somewhere, whether it be from your intelligence, whether it be from your work ethic. Confidence needs to come from somewhere in your life so that you can actually use it as a way to springboard your success. So what we do when first starting out is we say, hey, look, instead of actually going in without any confidence, be confident in your offer, right? If your offer is super good and it's something you really truly can provide, then you should feel confident in what you do, because worst case scenario, that risk reversal will make sure that worst case scenario, they get their money back. That's literally it, worst case scenario. So at the end of the day, you need to have confidence, which a lot of beginners don't have, and you need to get your confidence from your offer in general. So let me show you a couple of offers you can use in your agency to start closing clients pretty much tomorrow, right? So the first offer you can do is a retainer model. And that's what a lot of agencies actually do. And this is really good for you, but this is really bad for them, right? Because a retainer model is consistent money they have to pay you without any guarantees, right? You just pay you no matter what. And a lot of people don't like that. The only way a retainer model really works is if you do a lower ticket system in the back end and keep charging like that. But at its core, retainer model isn't the best model to choose, in my opinion. The next one is a pay per lead model or pay per result. So basically, you get paid every time you get the result. You get the result for the clients. Let's say you're getting the clients leads, you get paid for every lead you bring them, or you get paid for every appointment you bring them, and so on and so forth, right? So this is really good because you can pretty much scale how much money you make with how much leads you generate. But of course, it's a little more difficult to guarantee a certain number of leads, sales, and appointments. That's just how the game is, right? Or you can do a model where it's a payback model, right? So a payback model is where you actually get paid up front and you pay back every single lead you miss to the client. So let's say, for example, you guarantee 30 leads and you get them 25 leads. You just have to pay them back what 5 leads is worth to them in their business. So let's say a lead is worth $10, you pay them back $50. That's just how it works, right? So at the end of the day, these 3 models are very, very good to scale your agency. Now, if this is specifically if you're doing high ticket and you're selling high ticket, right? But yeah, guys, I hope this video gave you guys a lot of value, and I'll see you guys in the next one.